It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
Dumbass of the Day now brought to you by our friends over there at Peterson's U-Cart. They got their big summer sale going on right now. Save 10% on walk-on bark, garden soil, compost, and topsoil now through the end of the month at Peterson U-Cart in A-Town.
How pathetic can some people be?
My dad used to drink the Hockey Night in Canada every Saturday. Like, it was a tradition. Like, if we had to go do something, we'd go to my auntie's. I was like, wasn't Dad coming? Oh, it's Hockey Night in Canada. He gets the drink to it. I was like, whoa, I want that tradition when I get married. That's what it is, too. My mom always, she gets worried. She's like, because you're always around booze and this. She's like, you better watch it. You know, alcoholism. She goes, it's a disease. I was like, wow. That has to be the best disease out there. Like, can you imagine if you just had a wheel and you were going to get a disease, you just spin a big wheel, you're like, holy man, come on, alcoholism. Woo, right on, alcoholism. Awesome. What'd you get? Flesh-eating disease. Holy, tough one. What's the side effects of that? Eats your flesh. Oh. I'm not trading. Get out of here. Where does it say side effects? I'll tell you. Where's my... Oh, yeah. Good times. This is good.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ. How pathetic.
Sorry.
Devin Garrett, or Garnett, I guess, out of Tampa Bay. He was watching the Lightning take on the Dallas Stars last Wednesday, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Stanley Cup time.
And it sounds like Garrett and I are very similar. My wife will not watch the Seahawks with me in the same room.
My kids hate it when I watch the Seahawks.
She goes downstairs. I'm like, no, I'll be calm. No, you won't. You say that and you try, but then I can see it.
So on Sunday, when that play where we had it was picked off. It was totally picked off, and then our defender, I forget who it was like, it hit him in the numbers. He was laying on the ground, and he started bobbling it, and then he tried to kick it up so he could catch it, but then he kicked it up to Michael Gallup. Yeah. Michael Gallup grabbed it and ran for a first down.
Oh yeah, that was what's his face, not Flowers, but the other corner. Hit him right in the chest. Like, just catch the ball, dude.
And the screaming that came out of my mouth at that time, when like the rest of the house was calm, it's just like, and they all just shot me this look.
Griffin. It was Griffin, I think. Isn't he the one that has the twin brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the DJ Metcalf, like
DK.
DK. I'm not going to start calling him DK until he quits doing stupid stuff like what he did on Sunday. But anyways, yeah, I'm terrible to watch with. And apparently, Devin Garnett is as well. Because his neighbors ended up calling the cops after they kept hearing him say, shoot! 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 Come on! Shoot! I dare you to shoot! They thought somebody had broke into his apartment and was trying to shoot him. So they called the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. They showed up at the guy's door. They knocked. They had the guns out. He's like, no, man, I'm just sitting here watching hockey. What's going on? He goes, oh, well, your neighbors thought there was a gunman in here and they were going to shoot you. Like, really?
That was classic.
My wife heard this story. That. She already tells me that people probably think I am murdering her.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad.
She's come in the house before if I had a window open, and she'll shut the windows. And to her defense, in our old neighborhood, this was over 5 years ago, we did have a neighbor across the street down a few houses that would hear me yelling and screaming. But I was up on a hill, if you remember, in that neighborhood. They were down below. But anyways, Devin Garnett was just fine. The police officers left with a little bit of a chuckle. And Garnett says, who would call the cops? What kind of morons do I live here? But that's what happens when you live in an apartment building, Devin. Yep. And so, nosy neighbors, we give it to you. Congratulations, you are Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love U-Cart USA.
Good morning, it's Jeff and Jeremy here online at KZOZ.com. The podcast over at Jeff and Jeremy. on KZOZ.com or on Facebook at Jeff and Jeremy there. You can check it out. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on your podcast player. And if you subscribe to it, it'll just show right up in your inbox here. You should check it out. Don't forget, you can call or text the program too anytime at 805-543-3693. I thought this was interesting. And I think it makes me like Tom Hanks a little bit more. I guess when they did Forrest Gump, they kind of ran into a budget issue with some of the scenes. And Tom Hanks decided that he was going to step up and pay for some of this.
He said, well, this run is going to cost X amount of dollars. And it wasn't cheap. I said, okay. He said, you and I are going to split that amount and we're going to give it back. Okay, we'll give you the money back, but you guys are going to have to share the profits a little bit more, which the studio said, fabulous, great, okay. It was good for us too.
It eventually earned them about $65 million in profits, and he's talking about the director, Bob Zemeckis. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name.
Zemeckis?
Zemeckis?
Yeah.
Oh, you're familiar. So, I'm not. But
I'm just confident in my mispronunciation.
The run that he's speaking of was that run in Forrest Gump where he's running across the country. Yeah, they were going to have to cut that scene, which that's a big part of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he said, hey, we're going to pay for it. And then in return, you're going to give us. Obviously, he knew he had something there.
The art direction needed to be there to complete the story. But do you think that the Forrest Gump, take the whole movie and you cut out the running scene, would it still have been a good movie? I think so. I mean, just added a little something to the movie, but I think you could have done the whole movie without the running scene.
Yeah, I mean,
what happens? He got mad because Jenny rebuffed his.
She treated him like crap, and didn't she cheat on him or something, or whatever? Not cheat on him, but she just wasn't being good to him, and he got jealous and upset and hurt and took off.
Jenny loved him, and he come to find out that she did not love him. So then he ran for like years and years, just ran back and forth the United States of America for like a couple of years. And then ended up stopping, but he went on a soul-searching mission, essentially, is what that equates to in the movie, right? Did he need to have that soul-searching mission in order to complete the journey in the movie? I don't know.
How many people do you think have ran across the country?
Not many.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible. I mean, I know people ride their bikes. We have a guy in Morro Bay that we talked to who skateboarded across the country. We know somebody who rode their bike across the country down through the South.
I, the other day, ran about somewhere between a half and 3/4 of a mile on the Bob Jones Trail while chasing my son, who's on a bicycle with training wheels on it.
Right.
Who still manages to fall on that bicycle. I don't know how. It's got training wheels on it, but he falls.
Wouldn't that just be the best weight loss program if it worked? I mean, think about it. You could put yourself out there, you could document yourself, and you'd have to have somebody like your wife or a friend or somebody drive the rescue van. But let's say you're just some big fat ass and your goal is to run across the country. And by the time you get to the other side, I mean, think how many miles you would have to run every single day.
I hate running.
I hate it too. But
running
think about
is my least favorite exercise to do. Like the elliptical's fine. I don't mind that.
You mean walking on the elliptical?
Well, the elliptical's the one where it stays with your feet, right? It's the whole motion of actually foot hitting pavement and jarring,
I see what you're
and
saying.
foot hitting pavement and jarring. It doesn't number on your knees.
Yeah, the elliptical is supposed to be easier on your joints, right? That's the whole point of it.
Yes,
but you're still running.
And swimming. Swimming's the best. Swimming has got to be hands down.
When's the last time you tried to put in some hardcore laps? I tried that 5 years ago. And after I did a lap and back, I was like...
It tires you out.
I had to sit there for a minute and go, son, why is this so hard?
The best sleep I get is on the vacations when my kids make me swim nonstop in a swimming pool wherever we stop.
Yeah.
On the vacation.
When you were a kid, remember that?
Yeah.
And, you would get hungry because you're burning.
7:30, I'm out and I'm sleeping till the next morning, probably till about 6:30, 7 o'clock too the next morning. It's incredible.
All I do in a pool is sit there and, hey, give me another drink.
Yeah.
And I just stand there and drink.
But if you
until I have to get out and go pee.
Force yourself to swim. Take the drink, move to the other side of the thing, and then when you get done with it, you have to swim the length of the pool. And you have to swim it. You can't walk.
I only swim when I'm on vacation.
You can't walk.
I don't have a vacation
you
plan
can't
for a
walk
while.
through the pool. You have to swim across the pool.
Why don't you buy a house with a pool so I can come over and go swimming?
Dude, we're trying, man. It's hard.
Would I be invited to come over and swim? Look at this. You could help this live longer.
It's hard. We were like all in on this whole concept. Okay, let's just buy a house and then put a pool in. And then I started looking at the
expensive,
the cost of a pool, and then you finance a pool. And then it means bupkis for the resale value of your house when you put a pool in. And like, not like a car or a house. You have bought a pool. You can't just up and sell it to somebody else. It is there.
It's stuck with it.
You're stuck.
And if you put it into the financing, then you're paying for it for a long time.
So, I'm all above ground. I'm all in on above ground at this point.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
I saw this story and I thought of you. Not that you would have done something so stupid, but because knowing you, like, you know, we met in community college and then went to the university together. And until you met your wife, and I feel like you were just kind of like not the most responsible person I'd ever met. And this girl, she caught herself into a lot of trouble by faking a kidnapping to get out of school. Apparently, she didn't want to go to school that day. She wanted to go hang out with her friends. You ever do this when you were in high school?
No.
Ditch?
Well, ditch, yeah, but I wouldn't, like, fake a kidnapping.
No, I know you never faked a kidnapping, all right? You came up with a lot of stories. Obviously, your favorite was the daylight savings time in the spring, where it's like, all right, where are you? You'd show up an hour and a half late. You're like, oh, yeah, I didn't know about daylight savings time.
Yeah, the spring one is the one that really
I'm like,
gets
come
you.
on, it happens every year. I told you on Friday. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Fifth grade, in fifth grade, it was such a rock solid excuse. Like, it literally was legit.
I don't know how your fifth grade teacher would allow that when you have parents that are adults that should know when daylight savings time
I don't know.
is.
We all just kind of missed on it. We all forgot about it. We all
But
slipped.
it's fifth grade.
We all slipped. I went down to the bus stop. I'm like waiting around. Nobody's there. I'm like, this is weird. Okay, I guess the bus isn't coming today. Nobody's here. Or maybe I missed it. So
your mom was an hour late to work that day too?
Yeah, everybody, the whole family. We just missed it. We all
never remember
missed
this
it.
happening.
And I had to walk to school. So I walked to school and I show up. And as soon as I walked in the door, my teacher looked at me and goes, "You guys forget it was daylight savings?" I was like, "Yeah, this is the first I heard of it, actually."
And from that moment on, when he let you off,
yep. And he's like, "Okay."
You're like, ding.
Have a seat.
The bell went off in his
And
head.
then 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and any college course I had after that.
That's a good thing your teachers didn't talk to each other.
But now you can't get away with that because of phones update themselves. And usually that's how the main timepiece on people's agenda.
One time I was mad at you was I'd got an internship at radio stations in Seattle, and I convinced them to get you on for an internship. And it was not easy to get it. And so I kind of stuck my neck out there for you, and you were interning, and then all of a sudden you didn't show up one day, and the gal that I got
was
you the
legit.
internship to, I thought you were lying forever. Your clutch went out in your car, right?
Yeah.
That's what you told
It
me.
was on Valentine's Day.
Did that really happen?
It was on Valentine's. Yeah, I remember. It was a pain in the butt. So I was driving back from the internship in the morning, was going to go home, take care of a few things, then drive back and help out in the afternoon because all you guys were going to go see like Bobby Brown or something stupid. And
it was the New Edition reunion tour with Blackstreet opening up for New Edition and Bobby Brown.
But it was also the radio station, the Darling radio station, and the group's birthday party. And
that's what it was.
And so like she was like the head production gal, and she said, "Hey, I really want to go to this birthday party. Would you mind absorbing some of the production load?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Well, then I get on I-5, and I had a BMW, and it had a hydraulic clutch system. You can't power through the hydraulic clutch system once it goes bad. And I was about 5 miles from home.
My Honda Accord had this. It goes to the floor.
Oh,
you lose all
God.
pressure when you have a leak.
I don't know how I made it home.
I had to replace the cylinder once.
I did make it home just by powering through it and like really feathering the throttle because I was unable to shift from. Luckily, I was stuck in a traffic jam, so I was stuck in like third gear when it happened. So being in third gear, you could kind of get it started from third gear. and kind of get it going. And the traffic jam was I knew that because of the way the ebb and flow of the area I'd lived in, I knew that the traffic jam was going to last the 5 miles till I got off on the exit I needed to get off on. And luckily I lived right by the freeway. So I was able to power through and get home and just like kind of coast in and, you know, like figure it out. But then I called her up when I got home. I was like, hey, I can't make it tonight. There's no possible way. She told me to ride the bus. I was like, yeah, I don't make any money from this internship.
Yeah, that was kind of BS. Like you're a free intern, and she's like, well, get on the bus and get down here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not riding the bus. I mean, you don't know what part of town I live in. I'm not getting on the bus on this part of town.
You would have been hours. It would have taken you hours to get there.
Yes, and she hated me.
Oh, she was so mad at me. I mean, she was like, you know, I can't, you know, you said you spoke up for this guy. And I'm like, you know, I'm sure that, you know, he just couldn't do it. But anyways, want to know if you've ever faked something to get out of something.
That's not to say there weren't other times that I did fake it. I mean,
I know you faked it all the time.
My car would break down more than anybody's car in the world. One time,
run out of gas. How many times did you tell me you ran? One time you told me, oh yeah, no, you were supposed to come back from a weekend trip. You're like, yeah, man, sorry, dude. And this is how I always knew you were lying. Cars break down, bro.
They do.
I'm like, where are you at? Cars break down, bro.
We're in Bend, Oregon.
Whatever.
We're in Bend, Oregon.
It doesn't even matter where you're at because I know
sometimes cars are unreliable and they break down in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah. See, I mean, what I used to have to put up with.
I remember one time I called a guy I work with. I said, yeah, car's broken down. He's like, God, you got a really bad car. You know what? I'll come pick you up. It's like, yeah, it's a hard place to find. You won't be able to find it.
Oops, that backfired on you.
Really? He's like, really? Try me. I was like, yeah, no, it's a hidden driveway. It's really hard to find. You won't be able to find it. I'll be in there tomorrow, though.
Hang up. Yeah. Then he knew. He knew. What did you lie or fake to get out of something, and what was it? If you want to share, you can text in 805-543-3693. Hit us on the phones. I'm sure Jeff has got chapters of this in his diary.
On 93.3 KZOZ.